Isabella? Isabella?
Stop calling me Isabella. Don't call me Isabella.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm not Isabella. I am Samantha Gonzalez.
Did you find any parallels between Samantha and the girl depicted in the initial clip? No? Let's find out. August 28, 2013, a teenage girl entered in a Korean grocery store called H-Mart. She was dirty, covered in cuts, and her hair was tangled with twigs and blood. The girl, Samantha Gonzalez, age 15, revealed that she had narrowly escaped an assault and stabbing in downtown Denver. Welcome back to Mysterious 7, where we uncover the mysterious cases from all around the world. Today we're delving into the disturbing case of a psychopath, the case of Isabella Guzman. I'd like to take a little pause here, as we're so close to 200,000 mysterious family, but still 91% of you are not subscribed to our channel. So if you're one of these, please do subscribe. Now, let's dive into this mystery without any further ado. In 2013, Aurora was the third most populous city in Colorado. But in this busy place filled with civilians lived a small family that had been facing some problems at the time. The relations between a teenage daughter and her mother are seldom calm, and such was the case with Yun Mi Hoi and her daughter Isabella Guzman. Isabella Guzman was born on June 1, 1995 in Aurora, Colorado. She grew up in a Mormon household with her parents, Yun Mi Hoi and Robert Guzman. Isabella was the only child. Yun Mi ran a photography studio called Bella's Photos, obviously named after her daughter, and worked long hours. When Isabella was 4 years old, her parents got divorced, and her mother later got remarried to Ryan Hoi. At 7, when Isabella started displaying behavioral issues, her mother sent her to live with her father. She lived with him for 7 years before returning to her mother and stepfather's house at the age of 14.
Yeah, they got divorced like 14 years ago.
Okay, how old was
Isabella
was?
She was about 3 years old.
3 years old. Okay, were you and me involved at that point with each other?
After they divorced, Yumi and I were involved with each other.
So was Isabella living with you guys initially?
She was living with us initially.
Okay, then it got to be difficult.
Because when she was about 5 years old, Yumi asked Robert, to take over Isabella because she was just not a very obedient child.
Okay.
And thought that Robert, her natural father, would be better for her.
Okay.
As a disciplinarian.
And how old was Isabella at the time?
She was about 5, and she had difficulties in that family. She didn't get along with her stepmom at all.
Okay, so at one point, when this all happens, and Isabella is now living with her mother, she's living with her father and his wife?
Right.
Okay, how long a period was that from the time she was 5 till?
She moved back into our house, well, I'm trying to think now, it might have been 7. She might have been 7 when that occurred, because it seems like she was out of our house for maybe 6 or 7 years.
Okay.
So she was about 14 when she came back to live with us.
Despite returning to live with her mom and stepfather later, Isabella continued to struggle during her teenage years.
And then we noticed a pattern developing with Isabella. She got in trouble for shoplifting from King Soopers, and then she got in trouble for shoplifting from the Aurora Mall. Then she did a couple of trespassings, some underage drinking at school.
Mm-hmm.
She brought a knife to school one day. She had brought it to school, and she was expelled from school for bringing a weapon.
How long ago was
to
this?
School. That was maybe 3 years ago.
This animosity that Isabella had towards your wife when she was asked to leave or had to go live with her father,
Right.
when she moved back in at 14,
Right.
how was the relationship between the two of them after that?
Very rocky,
Okay.
at best.
Had they ever gotten in any physical confrontations, fights that you know of?
Not physical, but verbal.
Verbal?
Yumi would go, "You're an effing an effing B.
Okay.
Go away.
Okay.
Leave me alone." She would say these things all day. And here recently...
That was you and me was telling
Isabella
that, or Isabella?
No, that was Isabella telling Yumi that.
Okay.
And Yumi would be like, "No, you go away." you would strike back at her and say, don't treat your mother like that. You don't say those things to your mother.
Okay. Did you ever get involved in this intervention or intervening at all in these?
There was occasions when I did, but I realized the best course of action was to not get involved, because Isabella and I really had no problems with each other, because I just kind of stayed out of it.
Okay.
I just let her and her mom deal with it. Being the stepdad, it's easy to be the one the girl would hate.
Right.
But I just stayed out of a lot of it. I wanted to say something, but I just let my wife handle it.
Okay.
She sometimes had problems with her stepdad, too.
I was down in the basement with my fan on, and she came down to grab my fan, and she took it out of the wall, and I said, Isabella, please, you can't do that. And so she punched me a couple of times in the face. She said something in Spanish, and then punched me. She is very hot-tempered.
Hot-tempered, okay.
Very hot-tempered person. It doesn't, and she runs her mouth like crazy. F you, F this, F that. She seems very depressed, I would have to say. She seems horribly depressed about her life and blames her mom for her misery. She went to a psychiatrist for maybe a month, and the psychiatrist said, no, she's fine. She's just a typical girl.
At the age of 14, she decided to leave the Mormon religion, causing tension within the family. Her behavioral issues extended to school, where she got into fights with her classmates and eventually dropped out during her senior year. As a teenager, Isabella was seen by neighbors sneaking boys into her home. As time passed by and Isabella turned 18, the relationship between Isabella and her mother started to deteriorate rapidly. She became aggressive and threatening towards her mother, who was scared and exhausted trying to cope with their behavior. On August 27, 2013, a particularly heated argument occurred between Isabella and her mother, during which Isabella spat on her and cursed her. But there was one strange thing about this incident. During this, Isabella called her mother Cecilia.
So I was sleeping in her room, which is the upstairs bedroom that faces the street.
Okay.
And that's where I slept last night.
Okay.
She was afraid. She'd come down to the basement. I don't want to go too fast. But she came down to the basement last night and said that she was afraid of Isabella. She said that Isabella had threatened her or cursed at her, and spit in her face when she was laying down up there.
The next day, Yun received an email from Isabella with the unsettling message, "You will pay." It was still addressed to Cecilia, causing Yun to become even more frightened.
This morning, she showed me an email that Isabella had written that was written to her, or written to a Cecilia. It's a strange email, but it came to my wife. And I can't remember what the email said. It's on her phone.
Okay.
But it was very disturbing from Isabella. Something very just weird.
She then called the police for help.
Hello, 911, where is your emergency?
Yes. My daughter needs help.
Do you need police, paramedics, or an ambulance?
Now, I think she has to be admitted because she hurt herself or she hurt somebody else in the house.
Okay, so she's suicidal and she wants to hurt herself?
She's not suicidal, but she was planning. She can be suicidal, or she can hurt me or somebody else in the house.
So did she threaten to hurt you, or you're worried she might hurt you?
She threatened to hurt me last night.
Okay.
2 in the morning, and I think she's mad. Her mind is gone, I think.
So did she do anything to herself or you yet?
I don't know about that because she locked herself in the room and she came out. And now she's in the backyard talking to her father.
Okay, so she's in the backyard, so she's not bleeding or doesn't need like an emergency as far as medical goes.
No, not the medical. It's a psychological problem.
So does she have any weapons on her right now?
She has a bat And no, not with her in her room.
And what's your name?
I hate to do this. I'm sorry.
What's your name?
My name?
Yes.
My name is Yunmi, Y-U-N-M-I. I'm her mother.
Okay.
Yunmi Hoi, H-O-Y.
Okay, okay?
And I'm afraid tonight she's gonna hurt herself or hurt me.
Okay.
She's losing and she's stabbering and she's saying nonsense.
Okay, did she say how she's gonna hurt herself?
I don't know.
Okay, has she ever tried to hurt herself before or say she wanted to do this before?
She said many times she wanted to kill herself.
Okay. But she's never attempted it yet, right?
I don't know. She might try, but she never say about it to me.
Okay. Judy, I'm going to go ahead and...
Now she's trying. I'm afraid of my life now.
Right. Well, I'm going to let you go, but if anything changes, I want you to call me back, okay?
So what are you going to do?
We're going to send an officer out to talk to her, and then the officer can request an ambulance, okay?
And then what happened?
They'll transfer her to, a psychiatric hospital.
Okay.
And they'll help her out there, okay? I don't want you to get upset. I mean, you're doing the right thing, okay? I don't want you to regret anything later. I mean, if something bad were to happen, you'd regret that worse, okay?
Yeah, I think this is good for her in time.
The police arrived and informed Isabella that she was an adult and could be kicked out of the house if her behavior continued. But when the police asked her if she wanted to end her own life, she chuckled and asked why someone as beautiful as her would want that. Isabella seemed to calm down after speaking with the police.
So today, after the police come out and speak with her, what was her attitude or her demeanor after that contact with the officers?
She seemed okay. She was friendly. Her dad gave her a big hug and told her that he loved her very much and gave her a kiss on the cheek. And she said, I think she said, "I love you too." This was in the house when they had come back in the house before he was leaving the house.
Okay.
And, but I don't think she was very happy that her mom called the police.
Did her and her mom have words, confrontation? Was there anything?
In front of the police officers, Yumi said that they did.
Okay, were you out there when that happened?
I was not out there when that happened. I tried to stay out of it.
Okay.
And Yumi said that Isabella was throwing nonsense at her, and the police were saying, "Look, you can get a court order and have her kicked out, whether she's got a job or not."
Okay.
And Isabella, according to Yumi, just got all tight-lipped.
But Yunmi remained uneasy. She reached out to Isabella's biological father, Robert, and asked him to talk to Isabella. Robert had an intimate conversation with his daughter, and it appeared that Isabella had calmed down and understood the consequences of her actions. However, this optimism was short-lived, as events would prove otherwise. On August 28, 2013, Isabella's mother, 47-year-old Yun, returned home from work at around 9:30 p.m. She was exhausted and told her husband Ryan that she needed to take a shower.
Your wife comes home about 9:30. She has
Right.
McDonald's for you.
Right.
And then what's the next thing that happens?
And then she tells me, I want to take a shower.
Okay. Did you eat?
I was eating while she was upstairs,
Okay.
getting ready to take
So
a
you're
shower.
in what part of the house then?
I'm in the living room,
Living room?
and I'm just on the couch
Okay.
watching TV.
Okay. And your wife goes upstairs?
She goes upstairs to take a shower, yeah.
While Ryan was downstairs eating dinner, he heard strange noises and a scream coming from upstairs. Concerned, he rushed to find Yun and discovered Isabella had locked herself and Yunmi in the bathroom.
Isabella was in the bathroom. She, like I said, she was pushing against the door as I was trying to open it.
So the bathroom door's closed?
It's closed,
Okay.
and
Shower running or not?
shower was running. Yeah, the shower was running.
Okay. So when you go up there, you hear knocking? Describe
And
like...
just like something like that, just like that, kind of a drum pounding.
Okay. Door's closed.
Right.
Do you hear anything, any voices, any
I
conversation?
hear my
any talking?
wife say, "Ryan." She said that a couple of times.
So you hear your wife say Ryan.
And
Any other voice? Do you hear Isabella or anybody
I
else?
don't
say
hear
anything?
Isabella say anything. Try to open the door.
Is
She
the door
backs.
locked or no?
No, at first it wasn't locked.
Okay.
I tried to open it,
Okay.
And Isabella was pushing hard against it.
Could you see Isabella at that point?
I saw the back of her.
How far open were you able to get the door?
Not that far.
Okay, at that point, what could you see inside?
Nothing. All I saw was Isabella's frame.
Okay. And she had her back to the door?
Yeah, she had her back to the door. And then the next thing I know, when I don't get the door open, the door closes and locks.
As he pushed, he saw blood seeping from under the door, prompting him to call 911.
Where's your emergency? How can I help you?
Yes, my stepdaughter, 18-year-old stepdaughter, is beating my wife up.
Oh, okay. And it's a house?
It's a house.
Oh, and you said your stepdaughter's 18?
She's 18.
Okay. And it's physical?
It's physical, yes.
Okay. Has anybody been drinking or doing drugs?
Not that I'm aware of.
Any weapons involved?
They're in the bathroom, so I can't tell.
Okay. Anybody, and does anybody need the paramedics?
That I don't know. They're locked off in the bathroom.
Okay. What are you hearing at this time? What do you hear?
I hear her yelling for God to help her.
Okay. Are you able to go and see if your wife is okay or no?
The door's locked. I can't get in.
So you get on the phone,
I get on the phone,
come back upstairs,
come back upstairs.
and then what?
And then I'm trying to tell the dispatcher what's going on. I'm saying, I think she's beating up my wife. Isabella was in a rage like I've never seen before. And,
What do you mean?
well, I could just hear her just pummeling my wife. I thought she was just hitting her with her fists.
Okay, so that thumping sound you were
Thumping
hearing,
sound, I thought, was Yumi maybe hitting against the wall, and
Okay.
Isabella just pounding her with her fists. And that's when I said I noticed some blood was coming out of the door.
Yeah, I'm up there right now. She's calling out to me.
Okay. Where's your stepdaughter at?
Oh my goodness, there's blood coming through the door.
Okay. Okay. We're going to get the paramedics started, okay?
Okay.
And then I didn't hear my wife say another word. It was totally quiet inside there.
Just tell me if you're able to get the door open, okay?
Okay.
And you did say your front door was
You
unlocked,
may?
correct?
You me? No, I'm not able to get anything open.
Are you able to call out to your stepdaughter, see if she'll answer you?
Isabella? 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 What's going on?
Ask her who's bleeding.
He's bleeding out the door. There's blood out the door. Isabella?
What did she say?
Nothing. She said nothing.
Okay. I heard her say something when you called her name. Did she moan or what did she say?
Isabella said, hold on. What did you do?
Is the door open?
Oh my God.
What happened?
I think my wife is dead.
What?
Oh my God, I got the door open.
Sir, what happened?
And I immediately saw my wife on the floor,
Okay.
all bloody everywhere.
Okay.
And I went for my wife to see if there was some way of bringing her back to life, resuscitating her. To me, she looked like she was dead.
Check to see if your wife is breathing.
Oh my God, there's so much blood.
Is she breathing?
You me?
If she's not
No,
breathing,
she's dead.
we need to start.
She's not breathing. She got her throat spot.
Where was your wife lying in the bathroom?
Her head was toward the bathtub,
Okay.
and she was kind of all sprawled out.
She lying on her back?
She was lying on her back.
On her back?
She wasn't wearing any clothing.
Why
She had
did
a
you
chain. She had a chain on, and there was blood around her neck.
Are you still on the phone with
Yeah,
the
I'm on the
dispatcher
phone
at that
with the
point?
dispatcher.
Okay. And the dispatcher's
She's telling me what to do, lift her head up.
okay.
So I put my hand behind my wife's head, and I lift her head up to see if that would get her to breathe.
Okay.
And then I did push on her chest,
Okay.
like that, about I don't know, 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
But I could tell it was no use.
Okay, we're going to start questions, okay?
I don't think I can.
Okay, I need you to try, okay? I need you to start trying compressions, okay?
Oh, God.
Okay, listen to me, okay? They're almost there. The officers and the paramedics are almost there, okay?
Yeah, I did try.
Okay, push down firmly. I need you
She's
to...
dead.
Okay.
Isabella had already left when the authorities arrived. They found Yun Mi's lifeless body in a pool of blood with multiple stab wounds and her throat slashed. Isabella had fled the scene and a manhunt ensued, considering her armed and dangerous.
Do you remember what she was wearing?
She was wearing kind of like a top piece, maybe kind of pink top piece, and then short
shirt?
Kind of like a shirt, but more like a bra.
Okay.
Kind of a sports bra type, athletic gear.
And what color?
It's kind of pink.
All right.
And she had short shorts on, and they might have been kind of turquoise.
When Yun Mi Hoi was taken to the emergency, she was pronounced dead. Isabella had repeatedly thrust a knife into her mother's body, 151 times, all across her body. Yet Ryan remained unaware of this gruesome truth. Holding his naked and bloodied wife, all he comprehended was the profound loss he'd suffered. And now Isabella had vanished without a trace, leaving just a bloodied palm print on the bathroom door. Isabella and her mother were no strangers to disagreements, but Yun Mi fought hard to connect with her daughter. Among Isabella's belongings, detectives discovered a note in her room. It was addressed to her dear daughter Isabella, conveying love despite their differences. The message read, "Even though we have some differences, I want you to know I love you and will always love you. Mom." But Yun Mi did not know that this was the last time she'd convey her love to her beloved daughter.
This suspect, Isabella Guzman, 18 years old. This is the woman police are looking for. They were searching for her everywhere last night. They even used the help of the Denver police chopper last night. They did a reverse 911 to homes within a 1.5 mile radius, searching for this woman. Here's what we know so far.
Isabella became the prime suspect sought by the town. Images of the young woman, her attractiveness evident, were splashed across the news, leaving her friends in utter disbelief. The Aurora City Police initiated a search for Isabella. Meanwhile, they began interviewing her friends and family members. And when the police squads were searching for Isabella, a girl covered with blood, Samantha Gonzalez, had fled away after a stranger asked to help her. Around 24 hours after the murder of Yun Mi Hoi, Samantha was spotted by another stranger in a parking garage. Her legs dangled outside the Jeep she was sleeping in.
Actually, you were sleeping in a Jeep.
A Jeep?
Yeah, the basement of the parking garage. Do you remember that?
I was not sleeping in a Jeep.
Why are you lying about just where you were sleeping?
Somebody saw you.
How do you think we found you? Somebody saw you and called us.
The stranger thought it was a dead body and immediately called the police. The officers came and learned that her name was Samantha Gonzalez, and she'd claimed to be from Cincinnati. She still had a plastic bag in her hand labeled Korean H-Mart, and she had a knife with her.
So the knife that we found is not going to have your fingerprints and your DNA on it?
No, it will not.
It was evident that she was Isabella. But according to her, she'd fled her home due to a terrifying incident involving her mother and a pair of scissors. Samantha had managed to get a bus ticket and escape, ending up far away from familiar surroundings. She'd also mentioned waiting for her boyfriend, also revealing that she was just 15 years old. The police took her to the hospital because she had bruises all over her body. All that time, she kept screaming that she did not kill that lady. Isabella did. When Ryan was called to the hospital, he tried to hug Isabella or Samantha, and she pushed him away, saying that she didn't know him. But nevertheless, the police knew the truth, and she was arrested the same day and taken for interrogation.
I am Samantha Gonzalez. You have got the
your
wrong
actions
person.
today are going to have a very, very big impact on the rest of your life.
You guys keep interrogating me.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
What the hell is going on? Can you please just...
Do you understand what I'm saying, Isabella? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Don't call me Isabella.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm not Isabella.
Your decisions today are going to have a big impact on the rest of your life. You're 18 years old. You got a long ways to go.
Fingerprint me.
No, you're not in charge.
You're arresting me because I look like somebody. That's wrong.
It is you.
It's not me.
It was as if Isabella was interrogating the detectives. She wasn't ready to accept that she was Isabella. Instead, she said she was 15 and her name was Samantha. The detectives, too, rather than calmly taking her case, were parenting her.
You're acting like you're running this investigation.
What do you mean?
You're demanding to be fingerprinted. You're demanding to be weighed.
Don't I have a right?
You're telling us that you're not this person, that we've made a big mistake, we've arrested the
Don't I
wrong
have
person.
a right to prove that I am innocent? Yes, right? So please come.
Do you understand the
bring
law?
somebody, please, to fingerprint me.
Do you understand the law?
Kind of. I've never been arrested or anything before.
Where'd you go to high school?
This place called Montgomery High School, Ohio.
Montgomery?
Yeah. I got kicked out,
No,
though.
you didn't go there. You went to Overland.
You're Overland High
You went to
School
Overland
graduate.
High School.
No, I didn't.
You're in the yearbook.
She went to Overland High School. I did not.
No. She is you.
No, she is not.
Okay, well, she is, but is this just your way of dealing with this? You pretend you're somebody you're not? I mean, is that your mechanism for...
This is just really frustrating. I'm not even really scared or anything at all because I know that I'm not this person.
So you're not scared at all?
Because I'm not her.
Are you on any drugs?
No.
Any prescription medication?
No.
You ever been to a doctor for anything?
I've been sick before, like every other normal person.
Yeah.
What kind of things have you had? What kind of sicknesses?
Regular colds, nothing serious.
You been to a psychiatrist?
No.
You ever been diagnosed with any mental problems?
No.
Isabella's nonchalant responses to the investigators and her staunch stance against being recognized as the killer of her mom was getting on the nerves of the detectives now.
In total, Isabella had pummeled a knife into her mother's body, all over her body, 151 times. But Ryan didn't know this as he clutched his naked, bloody wife. All he knew was that he had lost her.
The frustration of the detectives was fairly evident. They were now reclining towards personal attacks. But things were about to take a turn as the detectives tried to play into Isabella's made-up story.
I really have no idea. I would never kill my own mother. She may be a horrible person, but I don't have the potential in me to kill anyone.
Why is your mother a horrible person?
She hates me because I'm her illegitimate child.
So she hates you?
Yeah, I kind of ruined her marriage, basically, and they blame me for it.
So you got anger issues?
I don't have anger issues. I just left.
You hate your mom. That's
I
kind of
don't
an
hate
anger
her.
issue.
She's scary. Just scary. So I ran away.
Did your mom beat you?
She doesn't beat. She hurts with weapons like scissors.
Keep going.
Keep going. What's that? Hello?
Is
What's
this
that?
scar? I got that when I was a kid. I had stitches.
No, that's not. That's from stitches.
It is from stitches.
How did you get that?
Lines.
Police dog, wasn't it?
Police dog.
Isabella got bit by a police dog, has a scar on her right arm.
This is really freaky.
Yeah, that is really freaky.
Isabella's and Samantha's story were quite similar. The difference was just that Isabella stabbed her mother and killed her. And the detectives knew that.
Why don't you just
Robert
bring the
down here.
DNA test?
Let's bring Robert down here.
Who's Robert?
You know who Robert is.
No, I don't.
Robert could stand right there in that doorway and identify you. You're his own flesh and blood.
The detectives knew that Isabella was very close to her father and her mother's first husband, Robert Guzman.
How about if we have Ryan come down?
Who's that?
Your stepdad. Have him
That's
come
her
in.
stepdad.
We could have Ryan come in. I mean, he's the one that last saw you before you took off running from the police last night.
This is all her life, and you keep
He's
saying
the
it's
one
mine.
He's the one that identified you. What do you think about that? We'll have him come down. Maybe you can apologize.
I'm not going to apologize to a stranger. What do you mean? I
So
didn't
he
kill
would come in
anybody.
and lie about. He would come in and stand at the doorway and lie about committing somebody who committed a.
Well, obviously somebody died, or this wouldn't be happening. But I didn't kill anybody.
Why would he lie about it?
I don't even know what you're trying to. I don't even understand what you're trying to say right now.
The detectives also threatened her with the possibility of calling Ryan Hoy, Isabella's stepdad, but Isabella flatly denied knowing him. Isabella was constantly nagging about having a DNA test done on her to prove that she was not the killer. She thought that the DNA results came right away, but in actuality, it took months to come up with those results.
Please bring the DNA test now so I can leave.
You're not leaving, just so you understand that.
The DNA will not match.
Well, you can
If the
continue.
DNA does not match, I will be free,
You can continue
right?
to think that, but you are not leaving, just so you
Okay,
know.
theoretically, if the DNA doesn't match, you have to let me go, right?
No.
That doesn't make any sense. Yes.
No, you've been identified as a killer.
I have not been identified.
By an
If the
eyewitness.
DNA does not match, then I will be set free.
Well, that's not going to be the case. We won't know that for months.
For
You're under
months.
arrest for first-degree murder. You have no bond. You ain't going nowhere but jail. And you're not 15, you're 18.
No, I am not. You cannot do this to me. This is wrong.
Yes, we
You
can.
have to prove I am who she is before you can take me anywhere.
No, we don't. We know who you
Isabella,
are.
we're trying to give you
Stop
an
calling
opportunity.
me Isabella.
We're just trying to give you an opportunity to tell us what happened.
Stop calling me Isabella.
You don't understand. You don't understand.
My
the
name
full
is
impact
Samantha.
of this, do you? You don't understand the full impact. Yes, you're going to jail. No, you are not getting out of jail. There is no bond with first-degree murder. Do you understand that?
I didn't murder anybody.
And we'll easily prove a case against you.
You can't prove anything because I didn't do it.
Yeah, we will.
Well, that's your opinion.
Man, what's wrong with all
You
of
have
you?
no conscience. None.
I'm not evil. You don't even
Yeah,
know who I am. I'm just a random girl on the street
Oh.
that you ambushed.
No, you're one of the most evil person I've ever sat across the table from.
I'm not evil.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Very.
Next, the detectives again tried to play into Isabella's story and take her DNA.
You scared the hell out of me. Because you have no conscience.
I scare the hell out of you.
Yeah, you have no conscience. You can do anything to anybody and not
Can you
even
do
feel
it? How do you
anything
do
about
this thing?
Say, for instance, somehow we've got this all jacked up, and you are who you say you are, and we've brought the wrong person in here. How would we go about trying to prove that you are who you are? Who could we call? Who could we get in contact
There's no
with?
way I'm totally... Why would I call somebody who stabbed me with scissors?
Well, I'm asking you a
That's
question.
all I got.
Okay, can I
Gabriel
ask?
is waiting for me.
Can I ask you a question and just not have you interrupt? Because if we're making a mistake, we want to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why don't we start with who's your father? What's your father's name?
I don't really know. Honestly, my mom's kind of a crazy bitch and whores around a lot.
Okay.
She hates me because I'm an illegitimate child.
Okay. So
All I know is that my dad's Mexican. That's why my last name is Gonzalez.
The detectives were doing the right thing. They were trying to trap Isabella in her own lies. They knew that there was no Gonzalez that Isabella was related to.
okay. So your dad is Mexican. His last name's Gonzalez. Do you know his first name?
She wouldn't tell me.
So you don't know his first name.
No.
Have you met your father?
No.
So you never met your father.
I ran away. Gabriel is all I got.
Okay. Slow down. I want to get to the bottom of this. So Gonzalez is all you know? You don't know first name?
She called
Where's
me
he-
Gonzalez to prove
where's he
to me
from?
that I'm not good enough to be her daughter or something.
Where's your father from?
I just know he's Mexican.
Or where's he
From
from?
Mexico.
He's from
Really
Mexico?
good place.
So he's from Mexico, the country Mexico?
Oh, I guess, obviously.
Isabella had told the officers that her mother's name was Sabrina Hicks and not Yun Mi Hoy. Now, the detectives were digging into that.
What's Sabrina's birthday?
I don't know.
You don't know your mom's birthday?
I think that in this world, there's got to be two kinds of different moms, right? I heard about that horrible woman, Casey Anthony.
Okay.
There's two different kinds of mothers.
Hold up. Okay, I don't have time
There's
for
a
all
mother
this.
who
Do you know your mother's birthday or don't you?
I don't.
Do not know.
She doesn't love me. I don't really know anything
Do
about
not know
her.
her birthday. That's
No.
a question. Don't. Okay.
No.
So your father is Gonzalez, you don't know his first name. Your
She told-
mother is Sabrina Hicks, but you don't know her birthday, and you claim they both live at this 2657 South Jamaica Circle, Cincinnati, Ohio. You don't know the zip code.
This address that the detective just mentioned was also told to the officers by Isabella. But she doesn't know that this address doesn't exist.
How about a phone number?
They disconnected the house phone like a while ago because they're fucking cheap.
Cell phones?
I don't have their cell phone numbers. We don't talk to each other. That's why I ran away. It's like...
Okay, where does
they're
Sabrina
not really my family. They're
where
more
does
like
Sabrina Hicks
roommates.
work? Maybe we can go to her work.
She works at a grocery market.
Do you know the name?
We don't talk to each other. We're like strangers. She just hates me. She looks at me like with disgust. Oh, you illegitimate child.
Right, you poor illegitimate child, you.
The detectives had asked her if her picture was taken in the high school yearbook, and she'd said that she wasn't present that day. Next, the detectives asked her about her middle school, and this is where she slips.
Okay, so the high school yearbook's not going to work for this year. Did you get your picture taken when you were in 8th grade, the year before?
Pine Lane Middle School.
I'm sorry?
The name is Pine Lane Middle School.
Pine Lane. Okay. Funny, I've heard of that one. There's a Pine Lane here in Colorado. Did you know that?
Okay, there are lots of names.
No, it's Pine Lane Middle School. What do you think of that? Pine Lane Middle School. Same one you claim you go to
I don't go there anymore.
in Cincinnati, Ohio. There's one right here in Colorado.
Man, so what? Aren't there like a million? People are not creative with names.
Is your picture in their yearbook?
Yeah, probably somewhere. If you could find it. I don't know if you guys have that kind of technology.
Oh, we can find it. If it exists, we can find it.
The Cincinnati police say all three of the addresses you gave us, none of them don't exist.
Maybe they don't know every single address in all of
It's
Cincinnati,
the
Ohio.
freaking
It's a big
police
city.
department. If they don't know, who knows?
Now, what do you want me to
Call
do?
911. Where would
I'm
they
not
go?
Isabella.
We just want you to tell the
Do you
truth.
understand how complicated you've made this?
I am not Isabella. I know you guys know that.
Okay?
If you're not Samantha, then who are you?
I am Samantha. I'm not Isabella. That's all that matters. I'm not a murderer. Yay, I can leave.
The problem is each lie you tell,
It's not a
you
lie.
got to tell another lie, and then you forget the lies you've already told, and pretty soon
What
it
do you
becomes so
mean?
confusing and
Like,
so
that's what-
overwhelming that you don't know what you said. This address you gave is bogus.
It's
The
not
Cincinnati
bogus.
police say it's not a good address.
It's a good
Well,
address
I
in
don't know what to
Aurora.
tell you.
How do you explain that?
The detectives were now frustrated with her outright lies.
We have been so patient with you, giving you every opportunity.
Oh my God! Please do.
Oh, are you getting upset? Are you getting upset?
You would, if this happened to you.
You make me upset.
I haven't done anything to you.
You've lied continually over and over and over today. You've wasted our time.
You're wasting my time. I didn't.
No. Your time means nothing from this point forward.
I'm not.
Your time is counted in minutes, hours, and days that you're going to be spent or will be spent behind bars, looking out into a prison cell. You committed a heinous. Okay, you're going to go to prison for that.
No.
You're not getting out of jail anytime soon.
No. I
Okay?
didn't.
And the fact that you can sit there with that stupid goddamn look on your face makes me sick. It makes me
You can get
physically
sick all you
sick to
want.
look
Do
at
the
you.
DNA test that will prove me right.
Don't tell me how to do my job.
Why are you?
Don't tell me how to do my job.
I haven't done anything to you.
You've come in here tried to fucking act like you're so goddamn smart.
What do you mean?
You're putting your life in your hands today, my friend.
With all the commotion happening, the detectives were left with only one way out, calling her father. But Isabella knew what to do.
Who's that? That's my baby. Okay.
Sir, do you recognize this?
Who are you?
Hey, Rob, why don't you come on back out here for a second? Do you recognize her?
Yeah, she's my daughter.
What's her name?
Isabella
Isabella. What's her last name?
Guzman.
Isabella Guzman. Okay. This photograph here. Is that photograph? Is that your daughter there?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is your daughter here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's go ahead and we'll seat back here and then we'll see about coming back later. Okay?
Okay.
Following back there.
Thanks.
Is he insane? Does she have like a crazy family? Like a completely crazy family? Is that why she's psychotic and killed her mom? My name is Samantha. Who is that man?
No matter the tricks, Isabella was not going to let her guard down. Was this planned, or was she really delusional? It was now time for Isabella to play her own tricks.
Yeah, you seem like a nice person who made a genuine mistake. I'm not mad at you. Please just do the DNA test.
Listen to me. You have no business judging me. Okay?
What do you mean?
Do not judge me. Do not tell me I'm a nice person.
He is not my
Do
dad.
not tell me anything like that that makes me mad. Okay?
Isabella's trick, or desperate attempt rather, to show sympathy towards the detectives was failing miserably, and the detectives knew that. Next, they moved to Isabella's next lie.
I told you the truth about who I am because I have to. You are the police. I'm not required to tell the truth about my life to anyone else. Okay?
Let me ask you a question.
What?
When you went into H Mart today, were you covered in blood?
No.
Oh, yes, you were.
No, I wasn't.
You're on the video. You went into H Mart and you told them that somebody tried to sexually assault you.
Because I have bleeding hands. They asked what happened to you.
Mm-hmm.
I have blood all over my hands, yeah, kind of. I never really got the chance to clean it. I left in such a hurry. They gave me some proper Neosporin and shit. I did tell them something because I needed help, yes. I'm not gonna lie. But I did not tell them about my family and my mom, okay? I did tell them someone tried to get me, I'm not gonna lie to you, because I don't want them to know all about my family. They're not the police. I don't have to tell them who I am, I just needed help. I'm ashamed of who I am. It's better to be the victim than the abused, beaten girl. Yes, I lied to them, okay? But I have not lied to you.
But that's not the story you told us when you sat down here and we asked you about these bags and where you got them and the circumstances.
The clothes are mine.
That's not the story you told us.
The pads they got for me. And they gave me proper bandages.
Yeah, that's not the story you told us, okay? Plain and simple, it's not. You told us something completely different.
You're scarier than me.
Didn't you? You told us something completely different. Because you lied, right?
I haven't lied.
Yes, you did. That's a lie.
Please do the DNA test. It will prove everything. And then I can be happy for the first time in my life. That's all I've ever wanted. I wanted true love like I want in my books.
After all these efforts, it was looking as if the detectives were succeeding in scaring Isabella. And now the truth could be revealed any time.
We've given you all the opportunities.
My life was going to be better when I ran away. I guess that's only going to get worse. I'll probably get fucking in prison too because I'm pretty.
She once again mentions her appearance, a behavior observed when her mother alerted the police. On that occasion, she was asked if she wanted to take her own life. She then asked the detectives how someone so pretty could want that. This pattern of behavior repeated itself, highlighting her obsession with her physical appearance again, proving that she was, in fact, Isabella. See how aggressive she gets when the police didn't share her views about her appearance.
I don't think you're pretty.
That's mean.
I don't think you are either.
And after this, it was pure aggression from her side.
It's going to be dark soon. When the DNA test going to come back? I don't want to walk around in the dark.
You're going to jail. You're not going anywhere else.
Man, fuck you.
Well, that's the way it's going to be.
We're going to have the jail nurse come over, have a look at the wounds, and then we'll be able to talk from there.
She's probably have to go to the hospital. She's probably in that one.
Yeah, we're just trying to make
You're not going
save
to
a
fucking
step.
jail.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry?
You're not going to fucking jail unless you fucking Photoshop my fucking eyes.
Okay. Just come
Do you see her fucking face? She has fucking brown eyes.
Okay.
I fucking hate you fucking people. All you people fucking suck. And that bitch is probably fucking crazy as shit and she's gonna go kill somebody else. At least we can take some happiness in that.
Why do you think I was being happy?
I'm gonna die, at least you're fucking going down with me.
Alrighty. Can you stand up for me? We're gonna go over to the hospital and get your hands stitched up, okay?
Yeah, that's for the jail.
Why?
Because we're gonna get your hands stitched up, both of them. Put your hands behind your back.
Why? Why? Ow, 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 that's where I stabbed.
Okay, hang on.
Just relax.
What's taking the fucking DNA test so long?
Because it hasn't been 6 to 8 months yet, like I told you.
I hate you.
I know. I
My
suck.
name is Samantha.
It was a lot of swearing from her side, but in the end, the detectives were unable to get a confession from her, and it was now time for her court hearing. On September 5, 2013, Isabella made her first court appearance. As she entered the courtroom, she shot glares at the news cameras and made peculiar hand gestures around her eyes. A smirk played on her lips as she scrunched up her nose. In a Colorado court, After numerous psychological evaluations, a doctor testified that Isabella suffered from schizophrenia and had been battling paranoid delusions for years. In her mind, Yun-mi wasn't her mother, but someone named Cecilia, and she believed that she had to kill her to save the world. Isabella was deemed not guilty by reason of insanity and was placed in Pueblo State Mental Hospital. Regardless of the outcome, the tragic death of a mother at the hands of the very individual she brought into existence is incredibly heart-wrenching. Much like another incident with a similar occurrence, the murder of Patricia Mary by her own daughter, Anne Travado. If you're interested in delving into that story, you can check it after watching this video. The link's available in the I button as well as in the description box. Coming back to the story, in 2020, videos of Isabella's arraignment resurfaced and went viral on TikTok. She gained a following with some people sympathizing with her. People went crazy over this. A viral trend exploded on TikTok, with youngsters worldwide mimicking Isabella's eerie gestures while playing the song Sweet But Psycho by Ava Max in the background. The trend was bizarre, to say the least. In November 2020, she petitioned for her release, claiming she was no longer mentally ill. She alleged experiencing abuse from her mother, and in June 2021, she was allowed supervised therapy sessions outside the hospital with a GPS tracking device. In 2020, CBS snagged an exclusive Zoom interview with Isabella. She asserted that she's doing well now, content with her medication, and desiring freedom.
And I have since been restored to full health. I was abused at home by my family for many years. My parents are Jehovah's Witnesses. And I left the religion when I was 14, and the abuse at home worsened after I quit. The fight with my mom was terrible, and I was injured in the process. I have the scars on my hands. I don't know if you can see or not. I'm not mentally ill anymore. I'm not a danger to myself or others. If I could change it, or if I could take it back, I would.
Her words to CBS were, "I wasn't myself back then. I endured years of abuse from my family at home." She claimed her mental health had improved, and she posed no threat to herself or others. According to CBS, Isabella also disclosed in 2015 that she was physically assaulted by a hospital employee in the closet. Though reported to the police, the incident only reached the district attorney in 2021. For some reason, too much time had passed, and the outcome remains unknown to the public. Isabella is still at the Colorado State Mental Institution, and she maintains she deserves freedom. But nevertheless, Yun-mi Hoi was not served justice, and neither was Ryan Hoi. The crimes of Isabella left her family in pain, both physically and emotionally, with no closure. Isabella still remains in the mental hospital, but her mother never got justice. Do you think that Isabella was really schizophrenic, or was it all a lie? And amidst this, where did Yun-mi Hoi's justice go? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. We'd love to hear from you. If there's a case you'd like us to cover, don't hesitate to drop your recommendations in the comment section below. 91% of you are not even subscribed to Mysterious 7. If you're one of these people, please help us to reach 200,000 subscribers by hitting that subscribe button. Until next time, stay safe.